Do you remember when Christmas dinner meant making miracles with whatever you could afford? When families stretched every dollar just to put something special on the table? The 1960s and 70s saw countless American families facing tough economic times, especially during the holidays. Today we're exploring 25 frugal Christmas meals that helped families survive and celebrate during those challenging decades. Let's start with canned ham. This glazed wonder became the salvation of countless Christmas dinners when a traditional ham or turkey was simply out of reach. At just $1.89 in 1968, compared to a fresh ham at $4.50, canned ham offered families a way to maintain holiday traditions without breaking the bank. Mothers would score the top in diamond patterns, stud it with cloves, and brush it with a glaze made from brown sugar and mustard. Served alongside mashed potatoes made from 5-pound bags that cost just 39 cents and frozen vegetables at 19 cents a package, this meal could feed a family of 6 for under $3. The beauty of canned ham was its convenience. No bone to deal with, every slice was usable, and leftovers made sandwiches for days. Many families remember the distinctive pop when opening that can, the satisfying weight of it, and how proud mothers were to present it, garnished with pineapple rings they'd saved up for. Turkey neck soup. When turkey was reserved for those who could afford the whole bird, resourceful cooks turned to turkey necks, which butchers practically gave away at 15 cents a pound in 1965. These bony pieces, simmered for hours with onions, celery, and carrots, created a rich golden broth that tasted like prosperity even when times were lean. Families would add egg noodles, homemade from flour and eggs, when store-bought pasta was a luxury, stretching one pot to feed 8 people. The meat, though sparse, was carefully picked from the bones and returned to the pot, ensuring nothing was wasted. Children of the era remember gathering around the table, the windows steamed from the simmering pot as mother ladled out bowls of this warming soup. It wasn't just sustenance, it was comfort in liquid form, proof that love could transform the humblest ingredients into something that felt like abundance. Liver and onions. At 29 cents a pound in 1970, beef liver was one of the cheapest proteins available, making it a Christmas staple for families counting every penny. Though children often wrinkled their noses, parents knew this iron-rich meal would keep their families healthy through winter. Mothers would soak the liver in milk to reduce its strong flavor, then dredge it in seasoned flour before frying it with mountains of sliced onions that cost just a nickel a pound. Served with mashed potatoes and canned green beans, this meal cost less than $2 to feed a family of 5. The onions, caramelized to sweet perfection, helped mask the liver's distinctive taste, while the gravy made from the pan drippings could make anything palatable. Despite its reputation, many adults today recall this dish with unexpected fondness, remembering how their mothers made it special with careful preparation and the pride of providing nutrition when money was tight. Beef stew. Chuck roast at 49 cents a pound in 1968 might have been tough, but slow cooked in a pot with potatoes, carrots, and onions, it transformed into something magical. Families would start this dish early Christmas morning, letting it simmer all day while filling the house with promising aromas. A 3-pound roast, combined with vegetables that cost less than $1 total, could feed a family for 2 days. Mothers learned to brown the meat first, building layers of flavor that made even the cheapest cuts taste rich. They'd thicken the gravy with a flour slurry, stretching it further with extra water or vegetable broth made from saved peelings. Served with day-old bread from the discount bakery at 5 cents a loaf, this meal represented abundance from scarcity, teaching children that patience and skill mattered more than expensive ingredients. Spaghetti and meatballs. When ham and turkey were dreams, spaghetti became celebration. In 1972, a pound of pasta cost 23 cents, Ground beef was 59 cents, and a can of tomato sauce just 15 cents. Mixed with breadcrumbs made from stale bread and extended with an egg, 1 pound of meat could make enough meatballs for 8 people. Families developed their own traditions around this meal. Some added a pinch of sugar to the sauce to combat the acidity of cheap tomatoes. Others saved bacon grease to add richness. The key was making it feel special, serving it on the good plates, grating fresh Parmesan if they could afford it, or using dried herbs grown in summer window boxes. Children remember the anticipation of watching those meatballs simmer, counting to make sure everyone got their fair share, and how leftovers made incredible sandwiches. Pasta salad with tuna. Cold pasta salad stretched ingredients even further than hot dishes. A box of elbow macaroni, 2 cans of tuna at 25 cents each, mayonnaise, and whatever vegetables were available, usually celery and onions, created a filling meal that required no heating. In summer this was refreshing, but even at Christmas, when heating costs were a concern, this dish appeared on many tables. Mothers would add sweet pickle relish for festivity, hard-boiled eggs when they had extra, and paprika for color. At less than $1.50 for a huge bowl that could feed 6, it was economical and could be made ahead. Some families served it as a side with crackers, others as a main dish. The beauty was its flexibility. Add peas if you had them, a can of corn, even leftover vegetables from other meals. Stuffed peppers. When bell peppers went on sale after Thanksgiving for 10 cents each, savvy shoppers stocked up for Christmas. These colorful vessels filled with rice, a small amount of ground beef, and whatever else was handy, looked festive and felt special. A pound of ground beef mixed with 2 cups of cooked rice could stuff 8 peppers, feeding a large family for about $2. Some families skipped meat entirely during the leanest times, using just seasoned rice and maybe some cheese. The peppers were arranged in a baking dish with a little water or tomato juice in the bottom, covered with foil, and baked until tender. The presentation made children feel like they were eating something fancy, and the different colored peppers, red and green especially, added Christmas cheer to the table. Baked beans and hot dogs. The marriage of canned beans and sliced hot dogs might seem humble, but it fed millions of families through tough holidays. A large can of beans cost 19 cents in 1969, a package of hot dogs, 49 cents, and together they could feed 4 people heartily. Mothers would doctor the beans with brown sugar, mustard, and ketchup, sometimes adding bacon if they had it. The hot dogs, sliced into coins, were arranged on top before baking, creating a protein-rich meal that children actually requested. Served with brown bread or cornbread, this dish was filling, warming, and required only 1 pot. Some families made it special by using different types of beans, creating layers, or adding onions and green peppers when available. Potato and leek soup. Leeks, often overlooked and therefore cheap at 15 cents a bunch, combined with potatoes to create an elegant soup that belied its humble cost. This French-inspired dish made families feel sophisticated even when counting pennies. 5 pounds of potatoes, 3 leeks, and some milk or cream if available could make enough soup for multiple meals. The secret was cooking the leeks slowly until sweet, then simmering everything until the potatoes broke down into creamy comfort. Some families added bacon bits from saved breakfast drippings, others floated crackers on top. At less than $1 for a pot that served 8, this soup appeared on many Christmas Eve tables, its pale elegance feeling special despite its simplicity. Roast chicken. When whole chickens dropped to 29 cents a pound, they became the poor family's turkey. A 5-pound bird could feed 6 people with careful carving and creative sides. Mothers would stuff the cavity with stale bread, onions, and sage from the garden, creating dressing that absorbed the flavorful drippings. The key was slow roasting, basting frequently with butter or margarine to achieve that golden, crispy skin that made everyone forget it wasn't turkey. Vegetables roasted alongside in the same pan, absorbing the chicken fat and requiring no extra dishes or fuel. The carcass was never wasted, boiled the next day for soup stock that would provide another meal or two. Rice and gravy. Sometimes the simplest meals were the most satisfying. White rice at 10 cents a pound in 1971 became a canvas for creativity. Leftover gravy from any meat, even just pan drippings mixed with flour and water, transformed plain rice into comfort food. Families would save every drop of gravy, knowing it could make tomorrow's meal. Some added canned mushrooms when they went on sale, others stirred in frozen peas. The key was making the gravy rich and flavorful through slow cooking and careful seasoning. Children remember this as one of their favorite meals, the way the gravy pooled in the rice, how satisfying it was on cold December nights. Tuna casserole. The famous tuna casserole reached its zenith during these decades, becoming Christmas dinner for countless families. 2 cans of tuna, a bag of egg noodles, a can of cream of mushroom soup, and if lucky, some frozen peas and breadcrumb topping. Total cost, under $1.50 to feed 6. The genius was in its flexibility. Add whatever vegetables you had, use different pasta shapes, top with crushed crackers or even potato chips if someone brought them. Baked until bubbly and golden, it looked festive and tasted like comfort. Many families had their own secret additions, a splash of sherry if they had it, Worcestershire sauce, or dried onions. Beef and potato casserole. Layered like a poor man's lasagna, this dish combined ground beef with sliced potatoes and whatever cheese was affordable. A pound of ground beef at 59 cents, 5 pounds of potatoes at 39 cents, and some American cheese slices could feed 8 people. The key was slicing potatoes thin so they'd cook through, seasoning each layer, and adding enough liquid to keep everything moist. Some families added canned corn between layers. Others used cream of mushroom soup as sauce. Baked covered until potatoes were tender, then uncovered to brown the top, this casserole looked impressive despite its humble origins. Chicken and rice casserole. When chicken thighs were practically given away at 19 cents a pound, creative cooks combined them with rice for a one-dish meal. The chicken was arranged over rice mixed with onion soup, mix or cream of chicken soup, with water or broth added to cook the rice. Everything baked together, the chicken fat flavoring the rice, creating a complete meal in one pan. At less than $2 for a dish serving 6, this became a holiday standard. Some families added frozen vegetables in the last half hour, others topped it with canned French fried onions when they could afford them. Cornbread and collard greens. This southern combination provided maximum nutrition for minimum cost. Collard greens, often 25 cents for a huge bunch, were simmered with ham hocks or bacon ends that butchers sold cheap. Cornbread, made from cornmeal costing pennies per serving, soaked up the flavorful pot liquor. Together they created a meal that was both filling and nutritious. The greens provided vitamins, the cornbread gave energy, and any meat added protein. Families would make huge pots of greens, knowing they improved with reheating. The cornbread was baked in cast-iron skillets, creating a crust everyone fought over. Macaroni and cheese. Before the blue box became standard, families made mac and cheese from scratch, using government surplus cheese when available, or the cheapest cheddar they could find. A pound of macaroni at 23 cents and a half pound of cheese at 49 cents could feed 6 hungry children. Mothers learned to make cheese sauce, stretch with milk and flour, creating more volume without more cheese. Some added breadcrumb toppings, others mixed in hot dogs or canned tomatoes. The dish was endlessly customizable based on what was available, always comforting, always filling. Hot dog and potato salad. This German-inspired combination turned 2 cheap ingredients into a festive meal. Potatoes boiled and dressed, while warm absorbed flavors better, while hot dogs added protein and a special feeling. 5 pounds of potatoes at 39 cents, a package of hot dogs at 49 cents, plus mayonnaise and mustard created enough food for 8 people. Served warm or cold, this dish appeared at many holiday tables. Families added their own touches: pickles, hard-boiled eggs, celery, or onions depending on availability and preference. Sloppy Joes. Ground beef stretched with tomato sauce and served on hamburger buns fed crowds cheaply. A pound of meat at 59 cents, seasoned and sauced, could make 8 sandwiches when properly extended. The sauce, made from ketchup, Worcestershire, and whatever else was handy, disguised the fact that there was more filler than meat. Served with chips, if available, or just carrot sticks, this meal cost less than $2 total. Children loved them despite the mess, and mothers appreciated that leftovers could be reheated easily. Egg salad sandwiches. When meat was completely out of reach, eggs at 39 cents a dozen became the protein source. A dozen eggs, boiled and mixed with mayonnaise and mustard, could make sandwiches for 6 people. Add some celery for crunch, pickle relish for flavor, and serve on whatever bread was cheapest. These sandwiches cost less than $1 to make a full meal. Some families made them special by cutting off crusts for the holidays or using cookie cutters to make festive shapes for children. Breaded pork chops. Thin-cut pork chops, often on sale for 69 cents a pound, were stretched by breading them heavily. The coating, made from crushed crackers or breadcrumbs, seasoned flour, and egg, made each chop seem larger and more filling. 4 chops could feed 6 people when served with plenty of sides. The key was pounding them thin, breading them thick, and frying until golden. Served with mashed potatoes and applesauce made from windfall apples, this meal felt like a feast. Pork and beans. Sometimes dinner was as simple as opening cans. Large cans of pork and beans, often 25 cents each, were heated and doctored with brown sugar, mustard, and onions. 2 large cans could feed a family of 5, especially when served with bread or crackers. Some families baked them with bacon on top when they had it, others added hot dogs or leftover ham. The dish required no skill, but could be made special with small additions and careful presentation. Chili. A pot of chili could stretch for days and improve with age. Using more beans than meat, or no meat at all during the toughest times, families created filling meals for pennies per serving. 2 pounds of dried beans at 20 cents, a pound of ground beef at 59 cents, and canned tomatoes at 15 cents could make enough chili to feed 8 people twice. The secret was long, slow cooking and bold seasoning to make up for less meat. Served with crackers or cornbread, topped with cheese when available, this was celebration food that happened to be cheap. Vegetable soup. The ultimate clearing out the pantry meal, vegetable soup used everything available: potatoes, carrots, celery, onions, canned tomatoes, and whatever else needed using went into the pot. A handful of pasta or rice added bulk. Made from vegetables costing less than $1 total, this soup could feed a family for days. The key was building flavor with saved bacon grease or butter and long, slow cooking. Some families added alphabet pasta to make it fun for children. Others floated homemade dumplings on top for special occasions. Cabbage and potatoes. This Irish-inspired dish cost almost nothing but filled bellies effectively. A head of cabbage at 10 cents and 5 pounds of potatoes at 39 cents could feed 6 people. Boiled together with butter or bacon drippings, seasoned with salt and pepper, this combination was surprisingly satisfying. Some families mashed everything together, others left it chunky. Adding a ham bone or bacon ends when available transformed it into something special. Despite its simplicity, many remember this dish fondly, especially the way the house smelled while it cooked. Fried chicken and biscuits. Which of these meals do you remember most from your childhood? When chicken was affordable, usually just legs and thighs at 29 cents a pound, families made their own version of a feast. The chicken was dredged in seasoned flour and fried in saved bacon grease or cheap shortening. Homemade biscuits, made from flour, baking powder, and milk, cost pennies per dozen. Together with gravy made from the drippings, this meal fed souls as well as stomachs. The ritual of making it, children helping to shake chicken pieces in a bag of flour, watching the grease bubble, carefully turning each piece, created memories that lasted longer than the meal itself. Even today, many recall the sound of that sizzle, the golden crust, the pride their mothers took in serving something that felt like prosperity, even when times were lean. Thanks for joining us on this trip down memory lane. If you enjoyed exploring these 25 frugal holiday meals, give it a like and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe.